There are two things we can be sure about with Manchester United fans. They are happy that Jose Mourinho has left, as well as being impressed with life under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer so far. It is 3 games and 3 wins, scoring 12 goals as Bournemouth, Cardiff and Huddersfield have all been comfortably dispatched. Ahead of facing Newcastle United though, there are splits that emerge in terms of how they see this latest challenge under the new boss. Many Manchester United are simply wondering just how many goals their more attacking style will beat Newcastle by, whilst others do have words of warning and aren't getting too carried away just yet. There is an acceptance that Newcastle away is probably Solskjaer's toughest test so far, and they pick up on 2 big worries, the Man United defence and the threat of Salomon Rondon. Despite comfortable victories, these last 3 wins have seen Man United concede in each, whilst only one club outside the bottom 5 have conceded more goals than them. As for Rondon, he is looking better and better, and at the same time, looks Newcastle's only real threat. The last 9 Premier League matches have seen Newcastle score 8 goals, Rondon with 5 and Clark and Perez the only other 2 NUFC players to score, me with an own goal when we beat Burnley. Rather bizarrely, some Manchester United fans think Newcastle raised their game against them rather than the top 4 sides, such as Liverpool. It is claimed Newcastle threw the Liverpool game a week ago by leaving out the likes of Rondon, ignoring the reality that Rafa felt he had to rest his only decent striker so that he was 100% for Watford, where Newcastle stood a chance of getting something. A quality Rondon goal followed that earned 1 point, and it should have been 3. Obviously, though, we would love it if Newcastle United beat Man United tonight. Manchester United fans commenting on their Top Red Cafe message board, Newcastle are dire though they are always up for it views, and we've made a right mess of our last few visits there. Have to win though and we will. Imagine how grim this fixture would have been if it was Mourinho versus Benitez. Would have been beyond awful. It feels great that we can look forward to football again, absolutely buzzing for this. Such a great feeling to be looking forward to games again. Tough place to go, but if we play like we have been we'll score goals. Another different test and arguably a tougher one given the Benitez defense factor and being away from home. It's another we need to pass if we're serious though, and I think we will. We'll bounce into this Spurs game off a stack of wins and then it gets real. Rondon is going to have a fun time against our defenders. But if our attackers turn up, we should easily outscore them. These Geordies always have a tendency to turn up against us, especially at St. James's Park. If we play the same way we have done, then we will get the win. Confidence is sky high at the club, which is great to see. Should be another 1-3 or 1-4 win. I actually think we'll lose this one, which will act as a bit of a reality check. 2-1 Rondon, Richie and Marshall scoring. Get out. Rondon is going to have a field day against our pussies at CB. Let's extend the sentence. It's only Cardiff, Huddersfield and Bournemouth by adding Newcastle into the mix. First real test for Ole. I think we'll struggle, particularly with Newcastle having an extra day's rest. Probably a draw. Benitez will duly park the bus. It'll be a challenge to break them down and at the same time not get done on the counter. Newcastle are the second worst home side in the league this year. Have dropped 23 points out of 30, -8 GD. Worst is Huddersfield with 25 points dropped at home, have won 1 in their last 7. 1-0 away to Huddersfield. Got to get control and score early to calm that irritating ground down. This will be Solskjaer's biggest test so far, trying to break down the Rafabus and not getting caught on the counter. Newcastle goal difference -12. I think we should be looking to increase that substantially. We should win, but the defense is a worry even against Newcastle. Rondon will eat Lindelof alive. At least Bayou won't be there. Absolutely hate Newcastle. Hope they get relegated soon. To them every game against United is a cup final. They will step up against us and bend over for other teams. I'm up in the northeast, and if I survive New Year's Eve I'm going to this, and to be honest I'm more concerned about getting the last number 47 bus back and the deepest darkest gates head after the match and keeping my gob shut than the match itself. comfortable 0-2, or 1-3 win. We'll win by 6 goals. Isn't it nice knowing that we have a game against a team like Newcastle and expecting that we will at least try to kick their teeth in rather than expecting to go 1-0 before losing interest for the rest of the game and conceding a sloppy late goal. Newcastle are atrocious. We should be winning this, but they'll play defensive, so we may have to be patient. I'd like to see Mattis start ahead of Lingard for this one, as I feel his passing in the final third will be important in unlocking their defense. I think Fellaini instead of Modric could also be helpful in dealing with their direct long balls to Rondon. We concede from set pieces and we are reckless at the back, quite often playing suicidal football. Newcastle will look to exploit that. We should be improving in that area as best we can with the players we have, but for now let's let it be what it is and hit them immediately with our lethal, fast football. Hope Fellaini starts to deal with their aerial bombing. I have no confidence in our defense to deal with Rondon. For those worrying about Rondon, he's only scored 5 goals this season. This will be a test because Rafa don't like no Man United. But we win, make no mistake, they will be up for it. Another bunch of game-raising Cs. 2-2, that prick Benitez threw the game the Scousers last week with his team selection and tactics, but he'll have them primed for us on Wednesday, no doubt. The absolute weapon. Have a feeling our players will be up for this. Newcastle was the game where Pogba and Jose first had their major spat and was the turning point of our season last year. I think we will want to smash them. Newcastle have the 19th poorest home record in the league this season. Only Huddersfield are worsened by 2 points, so we need to be getting at them from the off. For all the talk of Rafa's defensive news, they've been awful at the back this season. Seems like Newcastle have been using 5 at the back recently. Has Richie been playing at wing back? Surely that's a massive weakness if we manage to overload his side.